What's up guys, Killacam here. I'm at Kevtek, custom built. We're out here to teach you guys how to install the Grom subcage with 12 bar. This right here is pretty simple to install, but we're gonna help you guys out anyways. So when you get this subcage in the box, you get two big bolts which go to the pegs right here. They screw right in the back. You don't need to take anything off here. Screw right in the back, hold this side, tighten it. I believe it's an 8mm. So that, and then you get 4 other bolts with washers and nuts. These 4, and they go into the holes right here on top. And then these holes are right here where your stock fender kit is. So obviously you're gonna need to take that off and replace this with this. And I'm gonna show you guys how. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna get one of these bolts, 2 of the spacers, and you go through the bottom with the bolt like that. So you're gonna grab one of the bolts right here, put it through here, 2 of the spacers, right there on top. This right here, go right over this, boom, like that. So what you're gonna do is use one arm, hold the bolts with your finger, and then with your hand, go ahead and hold the subcage up, doing it one-handed, see? It's all in there loose. That way you can get this bolt right here on this nut right on top. Screw her on. Oh. See, I already messed up. So what you're gonna do is get your other washer, put your washer right there on top, like that. Washers are important, don't forget them. Go ahead and screw this on here. Nice and finger tight, and then you don't have to hold it anymore. Boom. Simple. Don't keep it too tight because remember you have 3 other ones to put on there, so let it hang a little bit. Give it a little leeway, and then you just continue to do the same thing all the way around. Just put the bolt up, give yourself some wiggle room in there. Same thing. The back piece right there on top. Ta-da. Spacer, your washer, my bad. Boom. Boom. Then you just continue. That one. Lock it all up. You're good to go. Done deal. Watch. Well, that was an easy install for the subcage, and the double back pegs are ready for you for your next street ride. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like. Any other questions, feel free to DM, email, anything like that. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is this is a 2017 Grom. The only difference between this and the older Groms is that the tip sensor is located back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to put your subcage on without having to cut this whole piece off. There's a certain part right here where you cut that goes right to the edge of the tip sensor. So what I'll do is I'll cut it out first with this air grinder. Or if you don't have one of these, what you can do is you can use a pocket knife because this is really cheap, thin plastic. So, yep, I'm gonna get to it. Nice and warm. Okay. Alright guys, so like I said, once you trim this back, go ahead and clean it with a nice razor blade. Pow pow. Get all the edges, and what you'll see is you'll be flush with the tip over sensor. And then just like the other cage, slide that bad girl right on in there. And it's a perfect fit. Ta-da. No worries. Yep. So that's all you got to do for the 17. Just trim back right there behind the tip over sensor. That way you don't have to do anything else. But then again, if you want to get rid of it, eliminate it, move it, whatever you want to do, Grom is yours. Yep. What's up? Welcome back. Killacam here at Kevtek Custom Built. Congratulations on your Grom cage purchase. Now you're probably wondering what side goes to how and what, but that's what I'm here to help you out with. So I'm going to teach you how to install Grom subcage. Grom cage. So you can see the flat part right here. That part right there goes to the bottom. There's 4 bolts right there at the bottom that you're going to go to. it only lines up with a certain one. Same thing, so if that goes right there, boom, FK lines perfectly at where it needs to go. Ta-da. So just remember, flat side, start at the bottom. Because obviously, this is the other side. That's not gonna work. So, remember, flat side, bottom, ta-da, line straight up. But I'm gonna go a little bit deeper for you guys. So remember, like I said, bottom piece, boom, lines up right there. Ta-da, lines up just like that. Get your motor mount bolt. Slide that right through the top there. Boom. Might take a little wiggling room. Ta-da. That goes in, so now your hand's free with it. Small, chunky Allen goes right at the bottom. That's an 8 mil. Like I said, it only lines up one way, so you can't really. So you take your 6 mil and you slap her on there. Boom. Get it all nice and snug. You don't want to tighten it all down first. You want to get it all nice in there, pushed all in the right place, and then you go through again and tighten it all up. That's pushed all the way through, so you see there's still play inside here. Coming out from the other side right here. Remember, like I said, bottom piece goes down here at the bottom. It only lines up one way. Stick that started in there so that way you can be hands free with it. And then a lot of times that bolt doesn't come all the way through, so what you're going to want to do is go on the other side. I use like an 8 mil so you can be on top of the head and not damage the threads, or you can use the stock, whatever your case, and just hammer it in a little bit so that way you don't mess up the threads. Little wiggle room. Ta-da. Then your crossbar obviously goes right in between, nice and flush. And at this point, this is where you really want to tighten everything because it brings everything together. And then just go through, tighten this with the same Allen, nice big chunky one. It's already self-tapped, so you don't have to do anything. You just sit in there, airtight that move in there. So make sure you get them all tight. Use make sure you keep them all tight. Use Loctite. I like to use Loctite on the bottom ones especially because they can't come out. These obviously right, they line up perfectly right there. They're threaded, and this is a 3 mil Allen. And then you just screw right on in there, and then you have yourself a Kevtek main cage for your Grom. You're welcome. Now go out and backflip something. What's up, guys? Killacam here again at Kevtek custom built stunt parts. Today we have axle sliders. These are the rear, obviously. This is the front. The front has a small slit right there where it's flat for the forks. So that way you know that these go on the front, because you don't need a slit on the rear because it's obviously around. So whenever you get the four, whenever you get the four, you go ahead and look, and these two with the flat slit right there, they obviously go in front. So easy peasy. It's the same way to install the front that I'm going to show you in the back. So I'm going to show you how to install the rear axle sliders. So first thing you're going to want to do is remove the axle, the stock axle. I already did that. I put a piece of all thread in there. You can do this also, so that way you don't have to take everything off, put your chain back on, your handbrake, your stock caliper, whatever the case may be. This Grom has PSD axle or chain adjusters, so the chain adjuster is not coming out. But if you're doing this and you don't have the aftermarket chain adjusters, what you can do is get a piece of duct tape and put a piece of duct tape around the whole thing, so that way the tape goes through the hole. You put it against that, so that way it keeps it from sliding out, because that's one of the biggest issues that you'll have with putting the axle sliders on, is that. So yeah, like I said, put a piece of duct tape on both sides so that way they don't slide and fall out. So what you're going to want to do is you got your axle. You're going to want to put it in just like that. Ta-da. And then same thing, you just follow the all thread through. Lift this up a little bit, make it a little bit easier, and just follow that all thread all the way through the other side. I know you're saying, Cam, you make it look so easy, but do this 1,000 times and you'll do it real quick. So when we get to the other side, so then once you have the axle all the way through, what I do is long extension, a short socket, and then they get pretty much lined up to the holes. So that way when you put it on here, you instantly feel it catch. Ta-da. Like I said, it's super easy if you have a piece of all thread, slide it through to chase it, so that way you don't have to adjust everything. And don't forget to also, if you have stock adjusters for your chain, you go ahead and use a piece of duct tape or any kind of tape to keep that in there, so that way you're not chasing it or sitting here fighting and stuff like that. Yep. So once you're all done with that, you put your pucks on, set out, you're good to slide all over the place. For sure, stay tuned. Bam, bam.